Hi and welcome to my next video on fixing Dysons. This one obviously is the cylinder style, ball cylinder, and the problem with this one is it keeps doing that, nothing coming out. Not a lot of suction there, so I don't know if there's a blockage or whether the motor's on the way or what, so I'll get into it and have a look. Clear. That pipe seems okay there. Looks clear enough at there as well. Too bad there. I'll strip it down a bit and come back to you. As you can see, that filter's really bad. The bin's not too bad, but I'll give that a clean out, and I'll give this pipe from there to there a bit of a clean. It's not bad, but I'll just see what the suction's like. As you can see, the suction there is really good. So it's a combination of these parts that needs cleaning, stopping the suction coming through the hose. I'll also check the main hose there, make sure there isn't a split in it somewhere that would reduce the suction. And the seals, where they seal here, I'll give them a good clean and make sure they're sealing properly. If this isn't sealing properly here, obviously that'll cause a leak which reduces the suction at the end of the hose. So I'll give them a clean, see what it's like. You can take the Cyclone a bit further apart. You see these again torque screws all the way around the edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Undo those and this bit comes off so you can get inside the Cyclone as well. As you can see, I did clean this before. I wasn't going to take it fully apart. I thought I cleaned it reasonably well, but you can see when you take it apart there is still quite a lot of dust and muck in there that still needs cleaning off. So I'm going to give those 3 bits a clean again, and then I'll show you how to take the motor apart. I'll just stop there for a minute. I don't know if you saw. I was trying to use my electric screwdriver with the long T15 on, but it was really awkward to get in. I even tried it on the end of my screwdriver adapter, and I was struggling. So I've had to resort to my, well, not had to, but I've got some of these, a set of Torx, like screwdriver set ones, which you're going to need, I think, to get into the bottom of some of these. These end ones here are really deep. So when you've done, there's 8, 4 on each side, and then you just turn it over and there's 1 more on each side on the top there. Quickly undo these. And you'll see they're the same as all the others. And then when you've got those out, the whole piece splits in half. There you go. And the bottom, what's the bottom piece? You just lift off, and there's your motor housing. If you're changing the motor, basically you just lift this piece off. Like so. And then the motor is in there. Just undo 3 clips all the way around. I'll quickly show you that. So yeah, I use a small pointed screwdriver. Just lift under the edge of one. Same again on the next one. And then the third one. No, I pushed it back down. Sometimes you do that. Push one of the other ones back down again. Yeah, I have done. Try and sort of keep it pulled up a little bit as you're doing them. There you go. Then that just lifts off. Then you've got 3 pieces of rubber spacer that you just pull out. Like so. Then the motor itself lifts out. And you can see the wires there. Just unplug the wires. Plug your wires back into your new motor, and as you can see, there's a little rubber spacer that goes on there. It can only go on one way. The larger bungs go in the larger holes, and then there's 2 pins in the bottom of there that go in the pins on here. You just sit it down, wiggle it until you feel them sit into the holes. If you get it right, you won't be able to twist it like I'm doing here. Sometimes it does take a little wiggling. Yeah, you can feel it when it goes in. It'll go side to side, but you can't twist it around at all. And then 3 rubbers go back on around the motor, like so. Then your lid goes back on. Make sure all 3 are clipped in. And same again, there's 3 spacers that go into 3 corresponding holes on here. What I'm going to do before I clip it back together, I'm just going to get my airline and blast out. There's some hair and stuff. I don't know if you can see it in there. So I'm going to clean that out with an airline before I go any further. You don't need to take that off from this part while it's separate like this. You can just blast it with an airline if you've got one, and that's that clean. If you don't have one, then I don't know if you can see, there's a few screws on the other side here that you need to undo. Like I say, it's easier if you can leave it in, so I'm going to just quickly do that. Okay, so I've given it a good blowout, and I sometimes find little ways of sitting things on my knee or whatever to make it a bit easier to do, and this seems like the easiest way. There you go, just like that. Sit it on your knee, you can just do it like that, and then drop a couple of the screws in. Put them sort of opposite sides, and then you can just put the others at your will. Once you've got a couple in holding it on either side like that, there you go, you can just go around and tighten the rest up. What I also do before I put everything back together again, like this area here is going to get covered up. So I'll give that a quick spray with some polish, Mr. Sheen or whatever, furniture polish. Like this area here as well, that's going to be covered up, I'll give that a clean. But here where you can see, I don't know if you can see, there, it's got some crud underneath where it's normally covered up. And it's right where the mechanism pivots. So I'm going to just take that apart, clean it, polish it, put it back together again. This bit back on. So there, that bit goes through, and then that bit goes back. Like that. Okay, and then you put the screws back in. Right, now I'm just going to rebuild all the Cyclone back up, polish everything before I put it back completely together. Even inside places like that, it just stops the dust from sticking to it too much. The pieces that you can't get to as well, once it's all back together again, the longer it stays clean, the longer it is before you've got to rebuild it again. So I'll just put it on time lapse as I clean all of this. Right, there you go, Cyclone's back together. I don't know if you saw, I was having trouble getting that rubber seal back in. I ended up putting the screws back in all the way around so that it held the rubber on, because as we were putting it on one side it was falling off the other. Bit of a pain, but anyway. The filter, put the centre back in, clip it back on all the way around. Again, make sure all four, make sure that still goes up and down as well, because that causes a seal, so that needs to be done properly. Just give it a test, make sure everything sort of sits in okay. And then again, just give it a test fit, make sure everything fits in okay. That should swivel side to side, but you should still get a nice fit on the seal there, because that's where you got your airtight seal, so there and there. That seems okay. And now I'll just put the ball shells back on, and there are some bearings inside there. Make sure they're spinning. If they're not, there is a circlet there, you can change the bearings, but you can just give it a drop of oil. Make sure that they swivel okay. Yep, they're both working. I'll pop them back on. I'll come back to you in a second. Right, there we go. Put it all back together again. And obviously you can put this piece in or not, depending on how you feel. I've just left it out for now, just while I give it a test See how it goes. I feel straight away that's quite stiff to push, so it's obviously got really good suction at the end. So there we have it, all done. I will buy another filter for inside the cylinder there, just for a spare, but I'll put the new one in and then you can clean your old one when it's dry. You've got a spare to put in straight away when you want to service it next time. While that one's drying, you put the new one in. So I hope that was all nice and helpful for you. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done already. And in the comments, just if there's anything you're suggesting or anything you're wanting me to do, leave a suggestion and I'll see what I can do. Thanks, catch you later.